Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World, and in this video I'm going to review the new Endorsi, and I'm going to go over the usual points: how good this unit is, the skills, exclusive equipment, gear, ignition weapon, report, revolution, and also a quick showcase in the current floors that I'm at. So yeah, that's pretty much the plan. And for the first point, how good this unit is, I will say that she's absolutely insane in the current green team. So that's why I gave her S plus ranking in both Revolution 3 and Revolution 6 categories, because she doesn't really get that much benefit from Revolution, but we're going to talk about that when we get to Revolution. For now, I will say that this unit is absolutely a must in a Ren team compositions when you're running really high deficits, because she really works well with him. Like, she's grouping enemies so that Ren can hit multiple ones with his AoE skills that don't have a super big AoE, so any kind of grouping helps. And she's really good at that. She's also decreasing enemy magic resistance, which also helps a ton. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And she's really, really good. Super durable tank with some debuffs and crowd controls. Really, really well done, I will say. And yeah, regarding the skills, we can just go over quickly the passive. She's just getting the same increase in defense as Vespa, Vargarv, and units like that. Nothing insane, I would say. It's just okay to reduce that remaining 1% damage you cannot mitigate with resistances. So it's nice for like adventure stuff. For PvP, it's probably more important for sure, but it's like not the craziest of passives, I would say. Then she gets a sort of stacks that you see the hearts below her energy bar. Every time she like fascinates an enemy, she gains one of them, max 5 stacks, and she consumes these hearts whenever her HP reaches 10% or below. I'm guessing it's not specified, but that's kind of obvious. When removed, she's going to recover 40% of max HP and remove all debuffs and status effects. Pretty good. The thing is, this effect does not activate when taking fatal damage. So if you are at like 15% HP and the damage would kill you, this passive does not activate. If you are like, I don't know, yeah, again 15% and this would take you to 8% HP, then it will proc. So it's kind of okay. It just tells you you have to run resistances, or this is basically useless. If you're running a squishy Endorsi, this means nothing to you, she will just die. So yeah, that's pretty much the idea. Pretty good passive overall. Nothing insane, but it's a good one. Then we have the first active skill, the Heart Dart. This is going to target the enemy that's furthest away from her. It's going to deal damage 3 times, doesn't really matter too much. And the last attack is going to deal 20% of max HP as additional damage, but endorses max HP, not the targets. So yeah, it's okay. Good damage, but nothing really insane. What's important is that it's going to inflict fascination for 4 seconds and decrease magic resistance by 20% for 8. This is really good, and it's going to help when she has like most of the enemies grouped up and some, like one of them sneaked up to your backline. She's going to also fascinate them and hopefully draw aggro from them. So that's the idea. It's a good skill and also helps out quite a bit with the damage. 20% is not much, but yeah, it's still okay, still a good skill. Then we have the second active skill, Heart Zone, and she's going to have an area and AoE around her that's going to deal damage to all enemies. It's okay, the damage is not that insane, and she's going to deal 10% of max HP as additional damage. Again, nice, but really the damage is okay on her, but we're also going to see like a real DPS is going to outshine her, so you don't really see that. But yeah, it's definitely nice. She's also going to decrease magic resistance of enemies within the zone by 30% and increase the caster's physical and magic resistance by 10% per enemy. This is really good. So together with the 20% from the dart, this is a 50% magic resistance decrease. Though we cannot really consider it a 50% up all the time, because obviously only 30% is applied to everyone. The remaining 20 is to one unit and one unit only, so it's okay. Overall, this active skill is really, really good. The damage is okay, but definitely this utility here is a lot more important. Then we have the special move. This is one of the best skills in our kit, I would say. She's going to get a buff, so a max HP increase for 10 seconds. Nice, helps out just proccing the passive a bit more, gives you a bit more leeway, let's say, and also some survivability in PvP mostly, I would say. Then she's going to charge towards the enemy with the highest attack, dealing damage to all enemies in the path, okay, whatever, and extra max HP as damage, and also inflicts fascination for 4 seconds. She gains status effect immunity while using this skill. Really good. This is a super huge skill to group up enemies and keep them together. She does not have a provoke in the kit, but this fascination also works pretty well. So yeah, really like this skill and is really, really helpful for grouping enemies. Now we can just go over the exclusive achievement real quick, and we can see that she gains magic resistance as the extra stat. Pretty good, since we are trying to run resistances on her. Every bit of them is helpful, especially now that we can overcap it. So really, really good. The heart zone is enhanced, increasing the duration by 3 seconds. Was it like 8 before or something like that? I don't even recall. I just read it, but yeah, okay, it was 8. So it goes to 11. Weird number. Could have been increased by 4 seconds, but whatever, doesn't matter. It's fine. Every increase in duration is always welcome because that skill is really, really important. Then our level 2 is when involved in an enemy elimination, including summon beasts, within the heart zone, increases the caster's max HP by 20%, max 4 stacks. This does not have a duration, so I'm guessing it's until the end of the battle or until it's removed by an enemy. But it's okay. It is a nice increase. Not going to be super helpful, but yeah, that's it. Level 3, Jewel Heart is enhanced, increasing max HP recovery by 10%. So instead of 40%, 50%. It's okay. A good increase, I would say, but nothing too important in adventure again. Then level 4 is going to increase defense by 30% for each enemy hit by surfing hard for 10 seconds, max 4 stacks. So a 120% defense increase if you can hit 4 enemies. Not always easy, but could happen. So it's okay. Again, like the passive, defense increase is nice to just mitigate that remaining little damage. And yeah, definitely helps, but nothing insane again. So the exclusive achievement is just average, is okay, some nice quality of life increases, but nothing really much, I would say. Then if we talk about gear, I will say the most important piece is always slot 4. The second one is slot 1 for the additional accuracy so that you can hit the actual fascinations and stuff. And the third one is damage if you really want to. She can deal some good damage, but again, nothing too important. This one is a pretty much useless piece, even though right now, yeah, I'm still below the enemy accuracy, to be honest, on my current floor, but doesn't really matter if you're hit or not, like she cannot die. Totally irrelevant. So don't waste coins on this piece, just let it at +0 and you're fine. So that's it for gear. In terms of ignition weapon, you want to run a Sela set on her because she doesn't have a provoke, so she cannot run Myeonggul. And Sela is just the best set to give her more survivability. You might not need it, you could run an idea, for example. Totally fine to cast the special move 2 times in succession. Is it needed? Probably not, but it's okay. To me, Sela just remains the best set on her. And you just want to focus on resistances in the substats, doesn't really matter. Now here I focused a bit too much, probably, on Magic Pierce as well. So if we see the stat here, I don't even list Magic Pierce as an option, because it doesn't really matter. She can deal some okay damage. I took the Magic Pierce to 44 without too much effort, I would say. But her crit rate is low, her crit damage is low. She's not really going to do much in terms of damage, so it was just because why not? I could find it, I was already working on a set with Magic Pierce for other units, so I figured I just try to pump it up a bit when I like wherever I could. So this is more or less what I ended up with. As you can see, there is some magic piers here and there, but mostly it's all resistances. This piece is just shitty for these two stats, but okay. So yeah, this is more or less what you would run on this unit. And the next point is simply the rapport. I would say for this one, there is not much to say. You can just stop at swiftness, to be honest. But if you find yourself that you're lacking accuracy, then aim for that rapport 6. But she should not be your priority over your carries, obviously. So yeah, that's pretty much it for rapport as well. Now we can go over revolution. And I will say that her revolution is not bad. At least revolution 4 is okay for the defense decrease. This is a nice debuff that you can apply on one target and definitely helps out when there is only one enemy left and it's one of the chunky ones that really have a ton of HP and recovery and shielding, and it helps out a bit in taking that unit down. Other than that, not too relevant. The revolution 5 is also okay, but I feel like this one is more for PvP in general. Like, okay, damage taken decrease with 5 stacks is definitely good, and it's also in the hard zone that already gives you the resistances. But in adventure is really overkill, guys. She's not dying anyway. Really, doesn't matter. But definitely an okay increase, again, to mitigate that 1% damage that physical and magic resistance cannot get rid of. So it's fine. But she literally cannot die even at Revolution 3 or below. So it doesn't matter at all. And yeah, in terms of substats, sorry if I closed the... let me just reopen it again, just to mention the substats as well. But there is really not much you want to do in terms of substats for SSR units, because they're kind of capped. Now, for supports and tanks, you can still do something like this effect resistance. I will level up, but I need every piece of orange revolution mats now because Yurang is coming and I want to fully invest in her. So I need those. Otherwise, I would have taken this one to level 10 for the 100 effect resistance. Really, really helpful. HP recovery, doesn't matter. Attack could be nice if you want her to do some damage, but not that necessary if you have a built Ren. Crit hit resistance doesn't matter other than PvP. Defense, the same thing. Recovery received doesn't matter. Cooldown reduction could be nice, but really too much investment for a 7.9% increase in cooldown reduction. Really low amounts. Special move resistance, again, not needed. The percentages are so low, it doesn't matter. Like also this one is like what, at 27% at level 10. Literally nothing. Recovery, they are all really low and irrelevant. Do not invest in those ones. The only one I would say is okay is effect resistance. Everything else, just no, don't even bother. Okay, that was it for Revolution as well. So now we can just go over some quick stages in adventure, I would say. We're still only 13 minutes in, so I think we can clear maybe all 3 of them and we'll see. Now the team here that I'm against is kind of easy for me, I would say, because we have just an Urek, but I'm running a green team, so that's totally fine. We have an enemy, Leroro, which is annoying, but the only enemies that deal magic damage are Kurdan, Leroro himself, and Lozel. Those are the only 3 that are getting the buff. Still enough, probably to destroy most teams, but I would have been more scared of a Red Musquarian. So we shouldn't have any problem because she already has overcapped magic resistance. It's almost enough on its own to mitigate a regular Leroro, but we also get Sela, we also get her increase in the hard zone, and we also get... yeah, that's pretty much it actually. So yeah, she shouldn't have any issues. Now, my regular Leroro doesn't have a ignition weapon set on at the moment. I could give him one, but I mean, just for the sake of this video, I don't want to go with too much of an overpowered comp. She also has a set on, but doesn't really matter too much. So you'll see at the end that she doesn't even deal a fraction of Ryan's damage. Well, a fraction, yes, but nothing too important. This guy will just die so that we are a bit nerfed, but really nothing important. So we can just check out how the fight is going. Let me see if I can slow it down a bit. Maybe a per one is too much, but we can just comment early. So we can see already, wait, this is way too slow, but okay. She's targeting Urek because Urek was the highest attack enemy, but Urek is immune to Fascination, so she did nothing at all. That's a bit unfortunate. Now my Ren just one-shotted Urek because I'm only at 220 level deficit, so you can just one-tap him, no problem. But that's okay. The rest of the enemy team is all kind of grouped up now. They're all around, well, regular Yuri and Endorsi. You can just she takes no damage. Did I just say she? Okay, whatever. You can just see she takes no damage. Now, I don't know why it's kind of bugged. She's not recovering energy. I don't know. I think I kind of bugged. There is no enemy that decrease. Oh, yeah, okay. There is Child Endorsi. I don't know why I didn't see her. So, okay, makes sense. She couldn't recover. It was just weird it was at 0, but okay. So it makes total sense. Endorsi was blocking her energy region, so that's okay. But as you can see, the fight is really smooth. She just groups up enemies, reduces their resistances, and then we have Ren that does all the job from the backline. As you can see, regular Yuri just died, regular Leroy as well, so he did nothing, pretty much didn't contribute to additional damage. She did something, she was alive for quite a long time, thanks to Hiwa Revolution 5. Otherwise, she would have just been dead super early. Ren just did a shit ton of damage, and this fight was fairly simple. So we can go over the next one. Now, I'm trying not to level up my links too much, because it will really be too easy then. But yeah, so far, I'm not having too many problems with the current setup to just climb the adventure. So I will try to reach, I think, floor 84, 85 before Irang is released. But that's only if I have the time to do so. I don't think I will find it, but I will try. So that I can at least run some higher deficits, because at the moment 220 is a bit too easy, I would say. I could probably even just artificially lower the... not lower, increase the gap by moving this guy here in a lower slot. This guy that is going to die anyway because I don't really care, in a higher slot. And then this should be a bit more difficult, I would say. Now, we don't have an Urek against us, but probably Data Machine is even worse than Urek. We have double healer, which is going to be tricky with a 647, with a 240 deficit, let's say. So let's have a look. This is more of a showcase of Ryan at the end, because, I mean, she's great. She just survives. She cannot die, and we are going to see that as well in this video. I will just put it at ×2. That's annoying that Data Machine is there. She's going to get constantly healed by the annoying like healers that we have in the back. But theoretically, this kind of fight should be super helpful to showcase Endorsi, because right now you see there is only these 3 units left. The other 2 were just useless and died. Now we are going to see if Endorsi can group up enemies enough for Ren to be killing them, basically. Now she still hasn't cast the dart skill to get Blanc to get a bit closer, so that's a bit unfortunate. She mostly used the special move, but only to get to... well, actually, right now she moved on the back for some reason, because Data Machine should have been the highest attack unit. I don't know why she went over the backline of the enemy team. But we need to see if we can kill off that super protected Data Machine. Hopefully her invisibility is already over, so with some luck my Ren can kill her. Exactly, that's what happened. And now the rest of the team, if they are grouped up, Ren could potentially kill... Why is there still a Child Endorsi here? Okay, damn it. Out of time. This was a bit unfortunate. Double healer is really annoying. So for this purpose, let's just give this guy another set. I'm still not going to give the highest link to him just to see like the value provided by other units as well. Regular Yuri is going to die super quickly again, doesn't matter, but we'll see. She really needs a ton of investment. Ren is more or less the same actually if you want to use him at this kind of deficit, to be honest, but he's a lot more easy to use because as you can see, like he cannot really die, it doesn't matter who hits him. So that's really super helpful. And regular Yuri, other than investment on the subnodes, she also kind of needs to have a Hiwa Revolution 5, which is super expensive. So kind of a weird requirement or super expensive requirement. Now that regular Leroro has the set, as you can see, the fight changed like a lot. Mainly because his buff is super huge, but also the second reason is that the invincibility from Hiwa was not wasted on him, but was used only on regular Yuri, so that Yuri could kill like Endorsi in this case, and some other units. So just by giving one set to a support, the whole fight got a lot easier, and my DPS unit was still at a 240 deficit. As you can see, this guy was 667, but didn't matter. It dealt no damage. He's not there to deal damage. As you can see, Hiwa and Endorsi did a bit of damage. Like when compared to regular Yuri, they did 1/3 of it, which is massive if you think about it. But again, my regular Yuri is not invested in, so that does not really matter. But so are like Endorsi and Hiwa. They don't have any investment in subnodes. Not that they would gain that much of an advantage with investment, but still is a good way to see how this unit really desperately needs the subnodes. And this guy just melted everyone. With all these buffs from these two units, like Ren is really a monster. Now let's see this last fight. Okay, this is a lot more annoying because now we have this guy that deals magic damage, this guy that deals magic damage, and this guy is going to be a pain in the ass. But let's just have a look at this last fight and then we can end the video here, I would say. I focused a lot more on showcasing right now, though the showcase kind of tilted more towards Ren. But this is also a good opportunity to show you what the core units of a team are, and in this case you could see the impact of regular Leroro and why I recommend him a lot for Ren. You can see how tanky Endorsi is, and then you see just regular Yuri without investment, so not much information there, I would say. But as you can see, it doesn't matter if the enemy team has that much pierce, because Endorsi gets so many resistances, it's ridiculous. Ren, to be honest, if the fight lasts even longer, they're going to get 40% pierce, and that's going to be super annoying. So fortunately, regular Leroro just died, so they lost the buff. That's awesome. I'm not scared about Ren and his 40% magic resistance decrease, like the enemy Ren, because I'm running effect resistance on my Ren. So my bull cannot be crowd control, cannot be debuffed. Basically, like he has 470 or 500 of that stat, so really unkillable. And now Ren is going to explode the enemy one. Pretty good, I would say. And again, we can look at the stats, but there is really not going to be much worth looking at here. The usual Ren that dealt a shit ton of damage, the other ones that just stayed alive pretty much and provided value, and Yuri doing nothing. So that's pretty much the all green team right now, more or less what I think is the best composition. For the last spot, you can really use whatever you want. You can use buffers from other elements to further buff your not your regular Ren, your Ren. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know if it was helpful, if you would like me to change the way I'm doing character reviews, but I think they're pretty okay the way they are right now. But if you have any good ideas, let me know. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.